The the uh, the house is coming on nicely. Well, the garden is at least anyway. Hold on, let me just sort of. That's what are you doing? I don't. Anyway, look at where she is. Hot up. So, she's probably going to start calling for me. Yeah. So the pond, I've still got to get loads of stuff out of there. Still got to get loads of stuff out of the pond. As I said earlier, for those that were there, I started. Who's just come in? You right, Dad? Bloody hell, Dave, you still up? What did you think of that? Was that all right? It's all right, wasn't it? I had to just roll my sleeves up, man, and go in, man, because it's admittedly quite fucking sloppy at the start, but I wasn't focused. I was still in another mode from coming back from the house, and everything was all just like woof, you know what I mean? I apologised to Kelly before I came back on because, you know, I said to her, I said, like, you know, I know it's all fair enough you saying that, you know, you've got your own brain, you should know and all that. But I said to her, look, you know, if I'm getting carried away in the garden, and you know, well before we've even got to the house, but I've been in the bloody garage the night before, flicking through tunes. You're coming in there asking me what I'm doing, and I explained to you, I've got to find this one bloody tune in my collection because it's mad, because it's another one of them mad ones. Like, I was like, I totally forgot I had that tune, and I liked it because I remember the original tune. I remember the original bird, the bald-headed bird with the balls in her hand, and she's spinning them round and round. Because I remember when I was little, around about the same time, I used to have marbles, and I had 3 like special big ones that had like an oil effect on them, you know, like the rainbow colours that you see in oil spills. Had like that's, I don't know what you call it, but it had like the rainbow effect all over these balls. And Kelly's got some, and they've got like these bells inside them. She's got one, and it's got the sun on it, and then she's got another one, and it's got the moon on it. She's got 2 of them. I'll show them when we go to Kelly's. I think they're fucking wicked. I like the bell sound they make when you shake them. But yeah, I used to have these marbles, and I used to copy that bird. I used to do that thing. And when I found it recently, transporting the tunes over to Kelly's, I had to listen to it again because I forgot how it went, and I was like, you know what, I like this, man. I forgot how good this was. And then of course I took it over to Kelly's, and of course, Dave, what you've been singing? You've been singing that fucking "What's It Free," the Fine Day tune, and I'm like, oh no, that's it. I've got to dig that back out now. You know, I've heard a better version and a more recent version, I think it's Sub Focus done I think it's Sub Focus done a remix, and that's quite a tidy version of it. That side anyway. Who's there anyway? Start talking about fucking hell, Joel. See how you do, mate. Is it just waffle crew inside? Is it? Oh, it was good, was it? Thank you. Holy shit, Steve! If you're still here, I was lying in whose bed was I lying in? Was I here? Was I at Kelly's? Or was I no? Because we haven't slept at the new house yet. We nearly did last night. I nearly had a shower at the fucking new house last night, but then I realised I've got no fresh clothes to change into yet. Yeah, it was at Kelly's last night. It was this morning actually, when she got up to have a wash and everything before we left. I was lying in bed, still trying to wake myself up, looking up at the ceiling. And I started thinking to myself, where's Steve? And then I started thinking about what you've got going on in your life and everything. And I thought, I hope we don't start seeing less and less of Steve, because you're a cracking bloke and I was really enjoying having conversations with you. It's really good to see you here, Steve. It really is. Worry balls. Oh, is that what they're called? Oh, okay. Yeah, they chime, yeah. I make like it's a really nice ring-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling, nice bell noise. You know, I'm fascinated that much, so I want to open one up to see what the bell inside actually looks like, because it sounds like it's some sort of coil. Like there's a coil in there with a ball, and like the ball knocks off the coil, and mate, I don't know. It's a weird one. Yeah, it's good to see you here. Seven's here. Good to see you as well. Nice. Joel, how are you doing, Joel? I'm going to change my hat because this one is making my fucking head sweat, man. Kelly's mum got me this today. I fucking love it. Crazy. Balls of worry. John P's here. Oh, was you there right at the mix, was you, John P? Sorry, guys, I wasn't looking at the comments, was I? Enough. Right, okay, so I'll just fast forward all this and I'll get talking. I've had Finley full time, so I've been dedicating my time to him. Fucking great. How is Finley doing anyway? Are you still fishing every now and again, are you? Let me just read that again. Yeah. No doubt he fucking has gone fishing a few times. It's starting to get warmer now, so the fish will be coming out of hibernation and on sight in mass, I guess. I know when I used to go fishing in the river down by my mum, January, February, I'd go wading about in there, you wouldn't see fuck all. And then madly, as soon as you step into the first week of March, there they are. It's just mad. Weather permitting, if it's warm enough, like it has been now. Honestly, I really do think we're in for a fucking good, cross fingers, good year this year. I think it's going to be a hot one. Like, spring has actually arrived on time for a fucking change. You know, while I was cutting them branches in the garden, I kept looking up every now and again, and I noticed chemtrailing planes overhead, and I was fucking. It just pisses me off. I heard weeks ago. I don't know if it was Freezy or someone saying that somebody said something about Trump's hopefully looking into getting that stopped or something, getting the chemtrail stopped. And I thought, well, I hope he can do that. I hope he's successful in doing that, because that would be fucking nice, wouldn't it? Of course, it doesn't look like it's happened. I don't think that's never going to stop. But yeah. So my main priority was originally got the fucking pond out, get all the crap out of there, so we know what we're looking at. We can have a look at the damage, assess the damage, see how deep the fucking thing actually is, and size up what kind of pond liner we might need. Inquire whether it would be cheaper to put a pond liner in or go for the waterproof cement and just cement the whole fucking thing out. That's probably going to be dear, to be fair. I'm pretty sure the cement stuff that you put in ponds is fucking quite expensive. So, and I mean, I don't want a cheap liner. I want I don't want the best, because obviously that's going to cost money as well. But I want an in between, a decent one. It's not, I don't want it to fuck up. You know what I mean? So we're going to have a look down Shirley Aquatics at some point. Maybe in a few weeks' time, we'll go down there and have a look. So I got a load of them fucking grass reedy things that were growing in there, chopped down, and I started wading around in the mud. And surprisingly, there was all these frogs just coming out of nowhere, but not just like frogs jumping all over the place. Males clasped to females just coming out of nowhere and jumping around. And I thought, well, I might as well rescue them and put them in a bucket of water, because their frog spawn's not going to survive in this fucking sludge, even if I left it in there. So I've rescued them. I've got like 3, I think it is, mating pairs in a jar in the shed, waiting for them to spawn. And as soon as they've spawned, I'll release the male and the female so they can fill themselves up quickly with food. And then I've got another bucket that they was all originally in. It's absolutely full of males. There wasn't enough females in the pond. But there's a pond next door, and apparently the old woman who used to live there before the woman who's just moved out and sold it to us, her and her husband, I don't know if they're responsible for creating the pond or if it was someone way before then. They had fish in the pond, they had koi, and then, like Kelly said, her husband passed away, and then she was left to tend for the garden on her own and everything, and the upkeeping of the pond and that. She eventually got to a point where she couldn't do it anymore, so she said to the neighbour, do you want to have these fish? So they've got her fish now in that pond. I'll tell you what though, at their age, with a pond that size, it's not an effing massive one, but it's still quite a fair size. I'm surprised that they might have done. I haven't heard any stories yet, but I'm surprised they haven't fucking thrown, injured themselves, or even died even by tripping up in that garden, because there's that many trip hazards in there. It's unbelievable. And the slabs all the way around the edge of the pond, they're sort of like tapering over. A lot of them are tapering over the edge. And that's why if you see my live when I show you we're in the house and we go in the garden, I trod on one of them and put a bit too much pressure on it. I nearly went fucking arse tip into the sludge. I did. That would have been funny, wouldn't it? So I came in this morning, shovels, fork, ready. Because what had actually happened is I'd started pulling up the reeds and everything. And what had happened, because the pond had been left for so fucking long, right? The sediment from because there's holes in the liner all over the place, and it's just soil underneath that, and so eventually the water's just leaked into the soil and just drained out. But the rain was still going in there over time, and this is why it's been a long time since that pond's been in use. All the leaves and whatever crap has gone into the pond over the years and built up like about that much crap and all that, which is broken down and turned into like a sludgy mud, and it's rich in nutrients and everything, right? And that's what the reeds and that have been growing out of. So I started getting that up, got all these as many frogs as I could out of there. I haven't seen any newts, but I'm thinking the reason why I haven't seen any newts is because newts usually hibernate under rocks and paving stones and stuff like that. I haven't seen any newts yet. But say like if that pond was fine and it was full of water and everything, they would certainly be turning up at that pond around about end of April into May, because that's when they start spawning. First, it's frogs. Frogs rock up at the ponds around about mid-February to the first week of March, which is what we're in now. We are in the first week of March, and the first couple of weeks of March anyway, the frogs rock up in the ponds. Then it's the toads, common toads' turn in April. Then it's the toads' turn, but toads tend to breed in really deep pools. Then you've got the newts in around about late April, May time. Now there's another toad that's protected in the UK. It's a real rare protected species called the natterjack toad, and they like to lay their eggs in brackish water. They'll also lay their eggs in fresh water, but they prefer it over on the coasts, which is why you see them in places like by the Mersey, sort of Liverpool sides. There's a good population on the north side on the beaches of Wales. I think there's actually a conservation place let me see if I can say it right. There's a place in Wales up north on the coast, and there's a conservation place that's protecting the natterjack toad. I think it's Tellecray. I think that's how you say it, Tellecray. Right, and there's dunes over there. There's the sand dunes that fill up with water, and the natterjack toad's breeding there. Now the natterjack toad has got a long breeding period. Let me see if I've got this right now. The natterjack toad, I think, will breed from April all the way to June. That's a long time for an amphibian, that is. So their breeding season's quite long, that is. It's through into the summer. Like starts around about April and then they go straight through into June. Wow. You're not allowed to handle them. You can't even get caught by authorities with a dead specimen of an natterjack toad, because you could still get into serious trouble, apparently. They're so fucking protected, just like the large crested newt is protected. I've never seen one of them in the wild, but then I think you have to go down south to get to see them. Mind you, when we go to Chessington, Chester Zoo, they've got signs up saying that there's great crested newts in there, waterways over there. I think it's the tiger enclosure up there at Chester Zoo. There's a bit where like there's these big fucking massive glass windows, and there's a pool right in front of the windows with loads of cobbles and that in there. And we saw a baby newt in there, a little tiny young newt in there. Don't know if it was a great crested or a smooth newt or whatever, but yeah. So I got all these frogs out, cut all the reeds down, and I'm looking at all this sludge. But all the reeds that were growing in the sludge have been in there for so fucking long. It's a dense, compact root system. So I'm squidging around all the way around in it, yeah, and I'm pulling up as much fucking clumps of reeds that I can. And then the next minute, you know, yeah, all these frogs start rocking up out of fucking nowhere. And I'm like, how are you like breeding in here? And you're not, there's not, you can't even, there's not even a pool of water in here. It's all just fucking mud, sloppy green algae fucking mud. So I got as many as I could out. Now, the bottom end of the pond, it turns out there's a ledge. There's actually a ledge. You'll see tomorrow. There's a ledge halfway around where he obviously put like plant pots. I found a few of them. They're like these plant pots, mesh plant pots, and they've still got root systems in them, big massive root systems. I think he had lilies in them, and he must have had them on the around the ledges, like. And I was ripping up the fucking reeds, and it was just coming up like a mud carpet because of all the dense roots that were in there. It was just coming away from the floor all in one piece, like a matted together root system carpet. And I'm trying to pull it like that. It's too heavy. It's too fucking heavy. So I thought I need something to chop it all up into pieces and then get that out with the fork or the shovel. And then in places, it's just pure fucking sludge mud. So I started shoveling that out and putting it into a bucket, shoveling it, putting it into a bucket, and then dumping it on the side. And as if anyone seen the video when I was showing around in the garden and that, there's all bushes and trees growing over from the fence and everything, and it's all cluttered. I've cut a lot of that back now. It was hard work, but I've cut a lot of that back now because where I was dumping all the sludge and that, I realised I need more space. But these trees are in the way, stopping me from getting right to the end of the fence, the full potential of that area that I need to dump all this crap on. And to be honest with you, I don't think I've got enough space, even raking and clearing all them branches out of the way. I don't think I'm still don't think I'm going to have enough room to dump it all. But we'll see. So I started getting all that out, and then that came to a halt. And I thought, well, I need to get these branches down first, and it's got to be done anyway. So I spent the rest of the day till the sun went down, clipping the fuck out of all the bushes, and oh my God, pain in the fucking ass. I enjoyed doing it. It was hard work, but I enjoyed doing it. I had fun. I got well into it. I did. I got well into it, chopping away. I was in auto mode while I had my thoughts to me, and I'm just cutting away, man. I had fun. I can't wait to go back down there and do some more. I've got a plan for tomorrow. And some of the trees that I was cutting down, like these thorny ones, I had to watch. And I'm clipping them with the fucking the loppers. That these branches don't fall down. And so, like when I knew I'd fucking cut it, I'd look down. Like I started throwing all the thorny ones. You'll see them, man, massive, half a fucking tree it is. I threw all the thorny ones in the pond in the end because I wanted to separate them from the non-thorny stuff so that I know to be careful with them branches. And the whole pond's just ended up getting filled with thorny branches and everything. So now most of that has been cut back now, and I've got more space. Plan for me personally tomorrow is go back, rake up all the fucking branches that I've got up from today. Put as many as them on the compost heap at the back of the garden as I possibly can. And we're running out of room there. It's like grim. It's, I suggested chopping all the branches down to as small as we can, getting them into canvas bags and taking them down the tip. But Kelly's dad turned round and said, his brother, I think it was, uses skips for hire a lot and knows the best ones to go for, the best company or whatever to go for. So he says, I'll ask him and get him a quote of how much it's going to cost. And Kelly's dad even said, I'll pay half towards the skip. And I said, yeah, it does make sense if it's not too pricey to just get it all in one in a skip and then just get it sent off, you know what I mean? So he's come back for it's like $250 for the skip. I mean, we're trying to spend as little as we can, but if it needs to be done, me personally, I don't mind going to and fro from the tip. But then you got to think of petrol as well. So I've just gone, yeah, I agree with the skip. It seems like a better idea, I suppose. When I go back there tomorrow, I'm going to move all them blackthorn or whatever they are branches out of the pond, drag them onto the grass, push them under that big tree that's overhanging the bit of grass, get them all under there, get them all out of the way, rake all the fucking branches up around where I was dumping the sludge, get all that all fucking straight, and then I'm going to commence with the fucking pond, and I'm going to start getting all the fucking sludge out, dumping it on the garden, and trying to even it all out on the garden. And hopefully, cross fingers, when all that dries, as the spring goes into summer, we'll be able to rake that over a little bit better when the sludge dries. And that should be really good for the plants. I can hear Kelly snoring away now. Whoa. My back is smashed. Absolutely mangled back from Kelly's mum was saying, oh, you're going to fucking feel it in the morning. I'm pretty sure she's right, I'm going to have to take some ibuprofen or something, I reckon, tomorrow before I start. It's a little sore now. We'll see. I got my fucking tea in the bloody oven still. Think I'm going to eat it while I'm doing this. No, sorry, I'll have it in a bit. So I'm gonna rake all that up, get back in the pond, and I'm gonna get the pond clear so we know what we're looking at. And then Kelly wants the tree that I was talking about where I'm gonna put all the thorny stuff. She wants that cutting back. So not all the way to the fence though, she just wants it cutting back so that when she's in the office or in the bedroom, she can look out and see straight down to the bottom of the garden. So I'm going to do that for after. That's probably going to be like the last thing I do before I go, I guess. But yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to get all them thorn bush branches at pond, stick them to one side, rake, and just commence with what I originally wanted to do. Get all that sludge out. It's going to be hard work, man. Hard work, and we've only just started. We've got tons to do. The woman that was in there last, she just didn't do the upkeep of the garden, and everything's just grown fucking wild for years. It's grown all over the top of the garage, all over the shed, like really dense and thick, to the point where the shed in the corner, the roof is starting to bow in. And there's even like a residue damp patch in the middle where, because it's bowed the roof, water settled on there and it's slowly starting to decay the roof, even though it's got felt on it and that. I'm guessing that the branches must have like wore some holes in there, maybe. I don't know. I need to get up there and have a look. But I want to get rid of that shed. It ain't too bad of a shed, apart from the branches fucking the roof up. Kelly's dad was like, "Oh, it's a good shed. You don't want to get rid of that, but I do. I want to get that out of the way, and I want to get something. I want to get something proper built. I want to get rid of all the compost heap that's in front of that shed, level that all out, and have a building, a structure that comes up to about the same length as the garage, and have my studio in there." Yeah, I think I'm going to cut the bush down the bottom of the garden as well, right down at some point. And the bushes at the back of the garden, just next to the pond, I need to cut them down as well. Get that all short. So a lot of cutting, trimming, lopping to do. But what I did today is let so much light. There's one of those little moths I was talking about to Neil. Um, yeah, there's so much more light coming into the garden now since I've chopped a lot of trees down, small trees. Yeah, can't wait to go back. It's people saying anyway. Oh, Seven was having a terrible day. Oh, blimey. It's Pac-Man. It did actually do that when you switched him on. And then when you switch him off of a night time, he goes, whip, whip. I've got the ghosts somewhere. I've got a couple of ghosts. They're around somewhere. I don't know where the fuck I put them, but I've got a couple of ghost lights as well. Where did I put them? I think they're way at the back of all the boxes, but there's a couple of ghost lights as well. And they flash all different colours. Just like on the game. Oh god, I've got bits in my eyes and everything, man. Oh, let's catch up on these messages. I'm going to go to bed after this, I think. Bloody hell, is Steve still here? Fucking hell, blimey. I would have thought most of you are thinking about going out. How many are still here anyway? Blimey, we've increased. Batman Joel. Hoax is here. Yes, hoax. Fire. Willie's here. Yes, fishing, shooting, and football. Oh, wow, shooting as well. Okay, Willie. That's good. That's what I like to hear, actually. People doing stuff while they're listening. And, a little bit like when we go over to Will's and we listen to the music and we have a little chat in the comment section and that good stuff. Listening to the birds tweeting away. Yeah, I like that. I was cutting some when I was cutting some of the branches. I'd stuck the loppers into this little conifer tree that was right next to me. I just wedged the loppers in an open position like that, so I could just grab the handles when I need them, pull them out the bush. To do that, I was just using the bush as like a little parking space. I had a saw wedged in there. I had the loppers. I had some shears in there as well. And at the time, I just had the loppers in the bush, and I'm clipping away with the shears. And I saw something at the corner of my eye just fly past my eye, and I turned, and there was a bloody robin sitting right on the handle that was like that, right on the end of the handle of these loppers that were in the bush, and he was staring at me like that, stood still, just looking at me like that, and I went, "Oh, hello," and I went to reach out to touch it, and I just thought, "Nah, just admire it. It's beautiful. Look at the red on it, and reddy orange." And then he flew straight down behind me, started bobbing around. I think he was looking for worms or something. Um, and then I think Kelly's dad called me, and it scared the robin off, and he flew back up into it. It was a nice sight, that was. I enjoyed that. Saw some long tits in the trees, a few blue tits, loads and loads of jackdaws. One of my favourite, if not the favourite crow. Oh no, I like jays as well. But yeah, jackdaws are one of my favourite crows, and there's absolutely loads of them over by where we live, playing with each other in the sky in loads of big groups, just flying around, chasing each other and sweeping around. I loved it. It cheered me up from seeing the fucking chemtrails in the sky, to be honest. Hope we get a better. I think we will, Joel. I think we will. No, I know, yeah. It's fucking horrible, isn't it? It's mad how like you saying that from when I said it earlier. And now I'm talking about it again because it's a serious issue, man, and they really do need to fucking stop it. Apparently, from what I've found out on a stream, they're paying like these secret fucking whoever's that have got no fucking emotion whatsoever with what they're actually fucking doing. And they just do it for the fucking big bucks. They need fucking shooting. Talk down the price. Hey, Willie, wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice? But then, even if that was a thing, I wouldn't be able to talk much because he'd need to concentrate on his job, I guess. That would be nice, though. Oh, yeah, I'll come down and sort that out. Here's the price. I'll be like, yeah, yeah. Be nice, that would. Sense. Oh, man. I wanna talk to Sensen again, and I'm still contemplating on dropping the thingy, but I really do need to go to bed, guys. So I guess next time, Sensen, as long as it's not too late, the very next time I see you in the chat. I want to get you on again. I want to know if this thing's happening with me in 42. Did I get an email? I've been looking. I ain't had no email yet, as far as I know. Waffle Dave's house has a swan race every Friday. He loves winding him up. As my girls were 4 and 7 years old. Now, I understand, yeah. The frogs returned for 3 years, looking for where they were born to spawn. No, but that's what they do, innit, Steve? That's what they do. Because over by the airport, the fields all round, it's technically a park, really, but it is just field everywhere, man. It's just mostly grassland. And around this grassland, all round the perimeter of the one side of the airport down there, there's these ditches, there's these whatever they are. There's these big ditches in the grass every so often, and they fill up with water. And over the years, as I've grew up from being a young gun to teenager to in my 20s, going over there to herp and have a look for frogs and toads and all that, I've noticed that they've dried up, and you do see. I've never seen the frogs there, but you do see frog spawn all over the grass in these dried up natural pools. You just see the frog spawn all strewn across the grass, drying up, and it's a shame to see it because there's so much frog spawn, and it's like all them tadpoles are gonna die. And I did try to carry some as much as I could um, over to the river to have some kind of a chance, maybe, knowing that they're probably just going to get hit by fish and all that sort of thing. Yeah, I have seen it because they do, don't they? They still go back to where they were born. I think frogs live for about 3 years. I think common frog can live for about 3 to 4 years, if I remember rightly. I think their lifespan's like three to 4 years, typically. Um, oh my God, they are not croaking in that tub though. Those males croaking away. They are. I'm determined to get that pond really nice. Determined to get it really nice. But as you were saying as well, I was saying to Kelly the other day, if it turns out that it's going to be too costly and not worth restoring the pond, I might consider filling the pond in, and we'll just use that space for the cats. So we've got more space for the cats. Hey, I might even have that area possibly for my studio. I've already planned out where I want my studio, but if this pond turns out to be too costly to get back to its original state, full of water and plants and a pump and filter and everything and fish in there, then I'm probably just going to fill it in maybe and use the land there for something else. But I'm trying not to because I really want to keep that pond. it's the one of the main reasons why I wanted that property is because of that pond. I saw the potential, and they really will fucking say anything, won't they? These estate agents. The estate agent is a fucking friend. It just so happens of the bird who sold the property to us. And when she showed us the pond the first time, I said, "Oh, needs a bit of a repair, but I can sort that," because it just looked like the pond had been drained at first, and it looked like, I guess, the plants that was in there was the plants that were put in there, and because it was dried up, it had just overgrown. And then I noticed a hole in the liner, and I went, "Oh, that needs patching up. That's probably why all the water's leaked out." And then the second time I got the chance to go and view it again, because Kelly actually went 3 times. The second time she went, her mum went with her, and I was late on the buses, so I never ended up going in the end. The second time, which is the third time Kelly went, I remember standing in the lounge talking about the pond before we shook on the price and bought the place basically. And I said to her, "What do you think needs to be done to the pond?" I said, "Is it just that hole?" Something to that effect, anyway. And I remember the estate agent turning around to us, that Ella Bird, and saying, "I think the pond's been repaired. I think it's fixed now. It should be okay. All you've got to do is just clean it out and fill it with water, and it should be okay." And I'm like, "Oh," because I've just gone up the garden again now, and that hole's still there. So that doesn't make no fucking sense to me. But of course, now we're in there, now we're actually able to see things properly, and I've got my hands on in there, and I'm viewing the severity of the magnitude of the damage. Um, it I just remember thinking to myself, "What a bullshitting fucking bitch, man! This pond ain't fucking fixed." That reminds me as well. Now she's took, so if you can imagine, we viewed the house the way she was living in it with her pictures and everything on the walls. She's took the pictures, mirrors, clocks, and all that, but she's left the furniture like tables, the 3-piece, the poof that goes with the 3-piece, the beds upstairs, the closets and everything, the cupboards, the bedside cabinets, and all that. She's left that behind for us because it's all in good nick. But now we can see the walls bare with no pictures on them and everything, right? We're looking and we're like, why is where the fucking pictures brighter than around it? And we could understand to effect that if she's been there that long, the sun's maybe going to bleach certain walls when you have the curtains and that open, the blinds and that open. But we touched it with our fingers, wet our fingers and touched it, and it does come off. It's like a sticky dirt on the wall. And I got right up to the top of the wall, noticed it was coming off the ceiling as well. So I was like, "Fuck this job. This job is not for me. Kelly can do this job. My mind is on that fucking pond." So I've left that job to Kelly because I done half of that wall, and I'm dreading that we're going to have to do the whole fucking lounge again, and all the way around goes all the way around to the kitchen as well. So we don't know whether it's residue that's been coming from the fucking log burner and building up on the walls. Someone suggested that shouldn't be happening with a log burner. Don't know. We asked if she was a smoker. She did smoke the weed apparently, but she didn't smoke it inside, we was told. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's making the walls look shit. So we've got to do something about it. before we decide to paint it, if we're going to paint it. Dave, you're right as well. If you're still there, I reviewed the last live, and we saw the stuff dripping out of that light onto the poof. So, oh, fuck it. Yeah, getting tired now. Gonna rock up there, get my wellies on, gonna get them branches out, put them under the tree. I rake all the leaves and the branches away from that dirt, that nice long patch, that nice stretch that I need to dump the rest of this sludge. And then I'm going to roll my sleeves up and I'm going to get that shovel in there and I'm going to start sludging, bucketing that sludge and get it onto the garden. That's the plan. I want to see the bottom of that pond, the whole bottom of that pond tomorrow. Might even catch some more toads, frogs in there. You never know. Most likely. After that, once I've done that and I've got that pond empty, I'm not sure what I'll do after that. I'll probably start on that bush at the bottom of the garden that Kelly wants cutting off. And then if I've got time, because I've got tomorrow and then I've got Tuesday, then I've got to go back to work. That will make next week go quicker for me at work. I'll only have to do Wednesday, Thursday, and the 5 hours on Friday, and then we can go back at it the following weekend. Is this coming weekend a ghost meeting Saturday? It might be. Yeah, because we didn't go this weekend, so it will be. I did take my Bluetooth speaker, but I didn't end up using it in the end. Still haven't took it out. Still ain't took it out the wrapping or anything, the packaging, out the stuff that Dave wrapped it in, the brown whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna read the messages, get to the bottom of this, and then I'm just gonna go. Build it in. Our girls were 4 and 7 years old. The frogs returned where they were born to spawn. I did feel guilty. It's good to see him in it. It's good to see him, sense him. Swill. Blimey. Good to see you, Swill. Oh, he's at the bottom. Oh, wait, no, it's not the bottom. How is everyone doing? Hope you're well. Okay. Love from myself and me, Julie. Black and orange, great crested. They're absolutely gorgeous, aren't they, Steve? Absolutely gorgeous. There's the site where I buy my. Actually, mind you, I can't afford to at the moment, can I? Not. There's a lot of things I'm going to have to fucking not do for a while. Buying muffs is going to. Well, I suppose I could get a few here and there, but not on the magnitude I used to do. I've got to keep an eye on them privet port muffs because they'll be hatching out soon. In a couple of months' time. Let me just check on them now. Can't believe these bloody muffs take some goddamn long to hatch out. I've got to wait all the way around till fucking June. Oh, they're dried out again. I'm gonna have to top this barrel with water. And they're dried out again already. But so long as they're still wiggling around. As long as they're still wiggling around in there. Which they are. You can actually see the wings. All green and all green and shiny. So I'm looking forward to seeing them come out. Really looking forward to them. Just going to top these up with water. But yeah, there's where I order my moth and butterfly eggs, bugs and butterflies. I think it's based up in Scotland. He does all sorts of animals, amphibians and stuff like that. He does newts, frogs, all different types of species of frog. You can get like some species of toad, tree frogs from him. And you can get different types of newts as well. And Steve has just reminded me, there's an Italian newt that he sells, and they're really lovely, man. They're very, very similar to our smooth newts, very similar in appearance to our smooth newts, but they've got like these leopard spots all over them, not just like the black spots. They've got like these spots at the bottom, round the chin area, that go all the way around the sides, and they're just gorgeous. And the orange on them is really vibrant, bright. Oh, they're lovely, man. They're very similar to our smooth newts. And I thought to myself, I wonder if you could crossbreed. I'm just that way. I'm crossbreeding mad. I am. I like to do stuff like that, like mad scientist style. Like once, yeah. Oh God, what was that story I was telling fucking Paul? Oh yeah, I was talking to the neighbour and he made me remember a fucking story I've got to tell you. It's only a stupid little fucking thing. So anyway, where was I? Years ago, when I was with this bird that lived in a block of flats, I think on the fifth floor, I think it was. Was it the fifth floor? I think she lived on the fifth floor. One, two, three, four. Doesn't matter. I think she lived on the fifth floor. And she had a nice long balcony. Uh, and she had some pigeons nesting in the corner. Some street pigeons, feral pigeons, nesting in the corner. Had like two lovely little white eggs. And I thought to myself, because being younger, I used to climb up trees all the time looking for bird nests. And one of the common ones that I would come across is either collared doves or wood pigeons, if it wasn't blackbirds or something else. And I thought to myself, I wonder if I could go down to the park, the same park I was talking about around the airport, find myself a wood pigeon nest that's got eggs as well. successfully switched them, which is going to be tricky, especially with the wood pigeons, because I've got to climb up the tree, take them eggs, get them eggs successfully down without breaking them, and somehow get these feral street pigeons eggs safely up into that nest. And I did it, mind. I fucking did it. I found a wood pigeon nest. I took her eggs. I tried my best to keep them warm, bundled up in a safe container. I switched the eggs successfully without damaging them. And then I put these wood pigeon eggs in on the street pigeon's nest. Now, a few things came into my mind. I thought, are they going to, and is the wood pigeon going to reject them because of the scent? Because when I went into doing wood racing pigeons when I was younger, my mum let me have a shed where I could put all my racing pigeons. I used to have racing pigeons, and I read up all about pigeons and what they do and all that. And if like you can't touch their eggs too much because they get really funny, like like with cats and dogs, especially if you're told not to touch them when they're newborns because they might reject them or whatever. Well, I thought maybe that might be the case, but they looked after these feral pigeons looked after these wood pigeon eggs like they was their own. Another thing that I thought obvious, there's a good chance that these pigeon eggs wasn't laid around about the same time as these pigeon eggs. There might be a great time difference. One of them might be like ready to hatch any time now, and the others might have like been freshly laid only a few days ago. So it's going to take pretty much the majority of the time it takes to naturally incubate them. And is that going to be an issue with the parents, or is it going to be a case of, oh, fucking that's okay, whatever, let's just get feeding them? Turns out that he was okay. These wood pigeons hatched out on the balcony, no problem. And a couple of weeks went by, and you could start to see the feathers developing on these wood pigeons, and you could see the little white feathers on the edge of the wing starting to come through the quills on the young pigeons. And they were doing well. They were really doing well. But she'd stacked some fucking cardboard boxes on a chair in the corner above the fucking nest. And of course, the rain came, wind was blowing, got these boxes wet. The boxes caved in and crashed down eventually on the bloody baby pigeons and killed them. So even though I didn't get the chance to see them fully grow and fly from the nest, I knew enough to know that the street pigeons will raise wood pigeon eggs up as their own. I never did go back to the park. I've got no memory of going back to the park and seeing if the wood pigeon brought up the street pigeon's baby successfully. I can't remember if I did. Maybe I did, and I can't remember. But I do these things if I can. I do these things if I can. Probably not a good idea, really. In some cases, it'd be like if there was supposed to have been an accident, it'd be like inventing like the killer bee or something. But you might end up crossbreeding something that really shouldn't be getting crossbred. Next thing you know, you got a disaster on your hands or something. I mean, we're talking about wood pigeons and talking about pigeons here. I can't see. Well, I was gonna say, oh, the if because like wood pigeons are supposed to nest in fucking trees, but I've noticed in my factory that wood pigeons are coming into the factory and they're actually nesting in the factory. And I just found that strange for wood pigeons to do that. They're actually nesting in the factory where there's no trees. So how are wood pigeons even doing that? And they're just accepting it. So they're adapting. And great crested, I used to catch them when I was a kid. Wow. Steve actually handled great crested newts, man. They're big, you know, they can get big, they can get like about that long. Tail to head, they can get like about that long. Like, quite big newts. Whereas a smooth newt, tail to head, they only get to about that long, usually. Body's like about that long, and then the rest is like the tail. The great crested newt, body's like about that long, and then the tail. Wow. Big newts, man. And the great crested newt, other than the size, unlike the smooth newt's crest, is like more like a rounded zigzag crest on the top, whereas the great crested newt's is big fucking dinosaur fucking jagged triangle fucking crest that goes all the way across like that and then under the tail. Okay. There's a load of frogs because it was Christmas and Paul. Oh man. I've got to fork off. Okay, Steve's gone. Well, thanks for coming over, Steve. It's been really nice to chat with you. It's nice to see you again. Experimental elemental, say yeah. Garden fire. Yo, elemental. And Ash does the garden good as well, don't it? Hey, maybe not everything, but if we need to, I don't know if the I don't know if the neighbours would appreciate the smoke from a fire though. I wonder if we could burn some of the branches in the log burner if we chopped them up enough. Can't see why not. Maybe we could, because like only the branches that are like about that big or bigger. I don't see why not. We don't just cut them up into big pieces and put them in the log storage place for the log burner. I mean, I don't know. I wish Steve was still here because he'd be able to say. I mean, can you use any wood in the log burner, or is it a certain type that you can only use? I would have thought you could pretty much burn most wood in there, I guess. Oh, I don't know who this is, but hi, how you doing? While he's here. Oh, it's Elemental's birthday. Happy birthday, Elemental. I had no idea. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So much. Oh, there's still plenty of trees. I've just cut them back so that they're. Wait until you see the state of the fence, man. There's like ivy. There's ivy all across the fucking fence, and it has been there for so fucking long. I haven't seen ivy branches as thick as them. They send out loads of them, like loads of things that they cling onto the wall with, like these little furry things that they cling to the wall to grow up the walls and up the trees and that. They're that big. The branches are that big. There's absolutely loads of these furry things coming off everywhere, and they're all clinging to each other and clinging to the fence and weaving through the fence and tangling up with each other. Big, thick branches of ivy, and I've never seen anything like it, man. It's like the fence is pretty much long fucking ago rotted away, and the ivy woven around all the other trees have just become the fence. It's mad. It's really fucking mad. And the amount of leaf litter and dead leaves and that's just decayed over time. And I'm brushing it all down. It's just falling down between the branches. All this dusty stuff, man. It's unreal. Wait until you see it tomorrow. Get to the bottom of this. Oh, have you? Have you, Joel? Private companies to do all the weather modification yet? Is Dave still here? Have you sent the headphones off yet, mate? I'm not in a rush to have them. I'm just asking in general, not in. The guitar. It's on the back as well. And the first one I ever had as well. The first one I ever had was this thing like this. And you had two joysticks, which was just like these two big square like things with, I think, one red button in the corner and a joystick. And I think it had a button there, trigger thing there, and then a button on top. Or did it just have a button on the top of the joystick? And you used to put these games in the side of it with almost the size of a fucking VHS cassette. You put them in the side, and we had games like that tennis game where you had you two straight lines and you got a bing, bing, bing balls going. We had that. We had classic Space Invaders where you have the things going neat, 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 and you got to hide under these houses, and they're dropping bombs down until all the houses go. You got to shoot between the houses and kill all them. Yeah, we had that as well. I can't remember any other fucking games for that. I was such a young kid then. I was like about 4, 5, 6 years old when my dad got us that. And then by the time we got to about 9, 10, 11, no, by the time I got to about 9, 10, Yeah, 9, 10, 11 years old. Our dad got us another Atari, the Atari 7800, where you put the cartridges in at the top. And we had all sorts of games for that. We had F-14 Tomcat, Centipede, Galaxian. Um, we had loads of games for that. And my cousin had the 2600, so we used to swap games because they were compatible. We used to switch games and borrow each other's games. Um, and then after that, it was on Mega Drives, Master Systems, and Mega Drives after that. Sugar, sugar soap. Mm. I need to find the adapter for him so we can fire him up again. I need to take him apart actually so I can find out what's going on with the mechanism, why it don't make no sound anymore. Because you plug him in and switch him on and he lights up, but he just doesn't do the Pac-Man noises anymore. Switch him on and he'd go do 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 do. And you can press a button on the remote to make him brighter or duller. And when you press him, as he's going through the stages of brightness, he makes the noise that he would make in the game when he swallows one of them little yellow balls. You're like, oh, oh, oh. Don't know where the remote is even for him either. I want to get a replacement. I want to get another one. I've already done a video of the property, Ollie. I don't have a problem with doing another one, but I already did it. Ollie, if you're still there, if you go to the stream I did saying our house or my house or something like that, you'll get to see what the garden and the house looks like. I think you have to fast forward the first like 5-10 minutes where I've just put the camera in the hallway before we get started. I think we was having a quick munch in the lounge before we got started. You'll get to see all around the house and out in the garden and all that. But I'm going to do a live anyway tomorrow so you can see what I've done. But if you go and have a look at that one, you'll be able to see the before and then the after. I've always wanted a praying mantis, you know. There's a species of praying mantis. What's it called now? It's like a pink and purple colour. Have you seen them, Vincent? They're like a pinky purple colour, and they got like wings on the back as well. Oh, what's it called now? It might even be called a velvet mantis or something like that. And it's got like a purple band going across it, I think on its wings or something, or on its arms. Joel, I would. I really would love to, but I'm too fucking knackered, mate. I am really too knackered. I'm trying to get to the bottom of these messages so I can just go. Okay, cool, Willie. I mean, Wally. Yeah, yeah. I can't remember the exact title. It's something like, I think it's like something like The New House or something like that. The New House or Our New House or something like that. It's like the next long ass video before mix, the mix I did. Um, yeah, I'm going anyway, guys. I'm too smashed. Orchid mantis. How did fucking Wally know that, man? Yeah, the orchid mantis. That's it. Yeah, because I think it mimics flowers, don't it? Because it's got like these weird shapes that like make it look like a flower or something. You're right. You're totally right, Wally. The orchid mantis. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's the one, Wally. There's the orchid mantis. The obviously the green ones, and I think there's a brown one as well that looks like a leaf. Not to be confused by the leaf bug that looks similar to the praying mantis. But I think there's a leaf mantis as well, and it's got like these flat bits on its arms and on its abdomen that make it look like a leaf, bit like them stick insects that you see. I'm pretty sure I've seen like a brown, golden brown version of a mantis as well. Clever insects, very clever insects. I've seen a mantis have a fight with a black widow spider, and the black widow spider goes up to it, and the black widow seems to be like, "Oh no, I don't want to fuck with that fucking mantis." And I've seen mantis go up against hornets, Asian hornets as well, and the Asian hornet just wants to get the fuck away from the mantis. So mantis is just going. And once they get hold of that fucking hornet, man, they're chomping that fucking thing, man. It's like, you want to go around fucking chewing fucking bees' heads off? Yeah, I'm going to chew your head off now, man. Watch. I've not done a live stream for ages. I'm thinking of doing a live stream and going out with dogs for a walk about the woods. I would love that. I would love to see that, Joel. I would love to see that. You're always finding interesting, strange, creepy stuff, you are. Uh, I appear to have reached the bottom. And with that, I am going to go, guys. I really do appreciate you coming over. Again, I've seen some names that I wouldn't expect to see. Glad to see Sensim's come over again as well, because I've been meaning to say to him that we need to talk again, because the last time he came on, oh, that was fucking wicked. That was. I can't even think properly at the moment. I'm just absolutely dribbling again. Oh, I can't. What's that? I can't take credit. I looked it up to help you out. Oh, thanks, Wally. Even so, thank you, mate. I'll do it. Yeah, please do it. And make sure you fucking do it, Joel, in a really fucking creepy area. Like really spooky dooky ooky wooky. But just be careful as well, yeah. Watch what you're doing, where you're going and that. And he does. There is something out there, because I've seen his dogs. I've seen how his dogs behave, and they can see things that we can't see. And I've watched some stuff that Joel's sent me, and the dogs are just staring. And then the next minute, they want to go in the opposite direction to what they have just seen. So it's like, what the fuck there, Um, just don't do it at the night time, Joel, because I just want you to be fucking safe. You never know. You never know who or whatever could be fucking lurking around, man. Just be careful. Yeah, we don't want no killer squirrels mugging you or anything like that. Yeah, sweet. I'm going to bed now, guys. God knows how I'm going to feel in the morning other than knackered. I'm just dreading that my arms and my back are going to be really fucking sore. The amount of water I drank today, oh my God, was I thirsty. I said to Kelly, while you're at the shop, get me a Lucozade, man, because I'm going to need something to sustain my energy. And it helped. It helped. But mostly drinking water to stay hydrated because the sun was beating down today in that garden, and it was like summer had just started. It really was. It was really nice today. And we still were only just about still in fucking yeah. They are big yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. I'm watching the fat headed fucker and I'm like, what are you so scared of? You're a fucking big bastard with a hard fucking head. I'm like, I've been nutted by a dog like that, a Presa Canaria, and it fucking hurts. I swear, them dogs' skulls must be like that fucking thick, man. My God, I've been nutted by a dog by accident, and it fucking hurt, man. Nearly, nearly split my fucking like the bridge of my eye socket there, like by the eyebrow. Nearly split the skin. Oh, did it fucking hurt? And the dog, don't you? The dog was just like, oh yeah, every day did that didn't hurt me. Crack! You know, like when an animal is trying to get away from you, it's playing about and all that, and it don't look where it's going. And you've seen it before. Cats do it as well, where they're like right by the fucking wall by a doorway, and you go to chase them or something, and they go to turn like that, and they're not looking where they're going. They crack their head off the corner or the framework of the door. Some of my cats do it, mate. It's fucking hilarious. And I'm like, are you all right? Yeah, okay. They just don't seem to like, "Oh, yeah, whatever. Didn't hurt me, you know what I mean? And that dog just did not seem to be bothered, man. Like, you know, on there, like, oh, you fucker. American Bulldogs, man. Yeah, well, Presa Canarios, they're like fucking giant fucking staffs, man. Very similar to what you've got, Joel. Presa Canarios, man. Big fucking dogs. You know about it when one of them jumps on you. Fucking hell. Heavy bastards. One of my brother's mates had a fucking Scooby Doo dog. What are they called now? Is it Great Dane? Really fucking big dogs that are the fucking size of fucking ponies. Fucking hell, man. That's a big dog, that was. Big fucking dog. I remember the first time I went to my brother's mate's house and I saw that dog standing in the middle of the lounge and I went, what the fuck is that? Big fucking dogs, man. Big. Yeah, I'm gonna go anyway. Okay, tired I am, man. Fucking look at my eyes. Yeah, with that, I'm gonna go, guys. Thank you for popping over and everything. I'm just gonna go. Just gonna go. All right. Um, yeah, I'll be back live again tomorrow in the morning at some point, probably in the afternoon. Probably in the afternoon though. But yeah, so look out for that. See how I'm doing. Progress is coming on. See you later anyway. I'm gonna try and see if I'm gonna quickly munch my fucking tea and then get into bed. See you later, peeps.